All right. Hello, 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 friends. I apologize. I'm a few minutes late, but I want to come on and still give you guys a little bit of information. We're having some technical difficulties behind the scenes. Christine Conti is supposed to be here with me. She's my special guest. She may still be joining, but she's having some issues joining into StreamYard because she's at a conference. So if you guys don't know Christine, she was the IDEA Fitness Instructor of the Year this year. And she is super busy these days, just presenting everywhere all the time, always on the move. And so she is having trouble. So I'm not sure that we're going to get the presentation that we were looking for today on the return on investment of attending retreats. But I'll give you a little bit of information about what she's got going on, and we'll get some useful stuff out of this time together. So, hello. If you don't know me, I'm Kelly Coulter. I run the Grow Your Business for Fitness Instructors, Trainers, and Coaches group. I also mentor instructors, trainers, and coaches on creating profitable businesses. And I do that because I have created two multi six-figure businesses, and I was able to make $100,000 in less than 6 months by creating my first program, which is the Business Accelerator for fitness instructors, trainers, and coaches. All right, so I am going to talk to you, since we don't have Christine with us, I'm going to talk to you about the 3-day training that I have got for you guys going on next week. So if you don't know, if you've never taken my 3-day experience, I do these 3-day trainings, and the one that I'm doing next week is called the Profitable Program Accelerator. It is all about how to go from doing hourly and per session work to creating a more sustainable, profitable program by creating a program that you can rinse and repeat and run for groups of people. So if you're joining me live, say hello, you guys. I do have Christine in the green room, so I am able to bring her in. Say hello to me. Let me know what you're excited to learn about the return on investment of attending retreats. And let me bring Christine to the stage. Hello. You were
Hi, how
excited.
are you?
So good to see you.
Do you like my office today? My office space?
You know, I'm going to tell you this. You are not the first person to join the show from their car.
Sure. From in North Jersey, where it was just snowing.
No, the other one was in Arizona. She had a
I,
flat tire and she was waiting for a tow truck.
no, I normally am not a in the car type of person. However, you know what I want to say? That this is life. This is life.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And what happened?
and guess what? You show up. You
Yep.
just show up. My hair may not be perfect. I may not have a beautiful green screen behind me, but this is life, ladies and gentlemen. And
Truth.
and we get it done. Get it done.
I love it. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to make the screen a little different so we can see you better. All right. So today, the topic that we came up with that we wanted to talk about today is the return on investment of attending retreats. You ran your first retreat within 6 months, right? 6 months ago?
So this is what's hysterical is that I always wanted to do a retreat. Like, raise your hand out there right now if you're like, I want to do a retreat.
So many people come to me when we do the profitable program blueprint, and they talk about, eventually I want to do retreats. Right now I want to, yeah. And I always say, if you want to do retreats, do that.
I always want to write a book. I
I
want to
wanna do
blah, blah,
retreats.
blah. Like,
Yeah.
stop, everybody. Like, make it happen. It's called action. It's
Ooh.
action. And I'm
Okay,
sorry
so
I'm
tell
yelling.
tell us a
I'm
little
getting
bit
all
about
stirred up
that.
already. All
What was
stirred
that
up.
process like to get your first retreat together?
it was the same as when I started my podcast and I was like, "Hey, Brian, I'd love to start a podcast." And he was like, "I'm in." Bam, 6.5 years later, we're still podcasting.
Yeah.
Lisa, my business partner, I met her because we had the same publisher for our book. Same thing. I want to write a book. Bam, write the book. Just say yes and figure it out. Figure out the financing, figure out whatever. So we had met because we were on like a Zoom call together because guess what, Kelly? You show up, right? To some
That's right.
meetings, you join different groups, you never know who you're going to meet or what clients you might get. Um,
Mhm.
so join all the things. And we were just like, hey, we should like connect. Like, you're really cool. You're really cool. We should talk. And in our first conversation we ever had, I said to Lisa, I go, Lisa, like, because we were thinking of things like how we could collaborate. And I go, Lisa, like, I just have always wanted to run a retreat. And she's like, me too. And I'm like, let's do it. She's like, I'm in. Done. That was it. We knew nothing. Okay. Like this, we knew we were intelligent people that could figure this out.
Love it. What was your first step
So first,
after identifying your partner and saying yes?
yeah, that was it. So anyway, she was known as Yes Coach Lisa, and I'm like the Yes You Can girl. So like the whole yes thing, like we jive. But so then we thought of, okay, well, where do we want to go? We want to go somewhere warm. Okay, well, where, what? And we started researching, like, there's all these different places around the world that will help you run retreats, right? Like, give us money and we'll set up your retreat for you and this and that. And
Mhm.
we did interview a whole bunch of different companies. And what wound up happening is that because we know people, we got the word out, and of just we were looking. Well, it turns out that one person that's in one of our mutual groups owns a huge 40 years ago bought this big piece of property in the Dominican Republic and built a resort with his wife. We knew the owners. So we had a couple meetings with him, and we actually met with a couple different people to see what we wanted. And because we knew this person, and because they would give us the entire resort, not just like part of it, not just, we were like, do you think we can do this? And we're just like, let's do it. And we both did put down money out of our own pockets to start, because we
Mhm.
were like, you got to start somewhere. But what wound up happening is that we're like, we can do this. So we started getting the word out. And the programming was the very last thing. It was just like, let's book the resort. Let's get the word out. We're reinventing the woman. So we want women who are, of any different profession. It doesn't have to be fitness, or there were doctors and lawyers and prosecutors and there were women who were like, I love my career, but like, I just need a little change, or I'm stressed out. And then there were
Mhm.
women who were like, oh my God, I want to quit my job and I don't have the courage to do it. So it was like all these ages and fitness levels, and bringing people together just away from your norm. Like, there's
Mhm.
something to be said, Kelly, for like just taking someone out of their crazy house day to day and just
Mhm.
focusing on you so you can think. Um, and yeah, we did some mindfulness stuff, and we did, like fitness. We offered things, right? And we did excursions. We had all the fun. We had private chefs and all this stuff. And we made it, pretty affordable so that it didn't price people out of, oh my gosh, I could never do this. Um, and that was it. It was literally the two of us going to all the people that we knew at first that
Uh-huh.
would benefit from this. And some people, it was an immediate yes. Like, as the day we put it out, there was like 6 people that were like, we're going.
Well,
And
yeah,
then
who doesn't wanna go to the Dominican Republic with Christine Conti?
yeah,
You
and
had me walking a mile down the Vegas Strip
that's true.
in jeans in 110-degree weather. So
Because I make
okay.
everything sound like a great idea. Like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
Kelly,
you were
this
like,
is
"We're
gonna
going
be
on an adventure," and I was
so
like,
fun.
"Yes, we are."
He's like, "Water, water, please." It's not like that. The retreats are not like that.
Sorry, I derailed the
It was like
conversation.
114 degrees.
Okay, so let's get back on track. You did your first retreat in the Dominican
Yeah,
Republic. You just said yes. You started planning. You invited people. You
picked a
ended
date.
up with how many women?
We had like 27 women, I believe.
Oh my
27 to
god.
28.
How many does the resort hold?
I think we could have had like 32 or something.
Okay.
And we had a couple people like, emergency couldn't go, which is it
Mhm,
happens, right?
mhm.
But we were happy. And it
Yeah.
was it was something that because you're willing to put yourself out there and say, "Hey, we're offering this retreat," and you talk to people. Like it gave you another excuse to talk to people, but not pressure them. You're not selling. You're not saying, like even Kelly to you, I'm like, "Hey, Kel, I'm running this retreat. If
Mhm.
you want in, awesome." I'm not like, "Hey, hey, hey, you need to go." It's
Yeah.
sometimes like for something like this, you're either ready or you're not. And you're
Mhm.
gonna meet people who are like, "Eh, they're not ready. They're not ready."
So here's what I want to hear about because what we really had started out talking about, and I want people to get from this is we want I want you to tell me the return on investment that your people got for being there. So you mentioned that there were people
Mhm.
who were thinking about career changes. There were people
Yep.
who kind of started with all kinds of goals and objectives for being there. And then
Mhm.
what happened?
So here's just some of the people, right? So there were women that came, like mom and daughter came. Like there were a
Mm,
couple different mom and daughters, and this had nothing to do with business. It came it be it they came because they maybe didn't have a great relationship or they'd never gone away together. And they were, moms in her 50s or, daughters in her 20s. Just they were able to experience something and be around empowering women and have experiences together that they had never had before.
mhm.
And we saw women that were not huggers, mom and daughters at the end kind of open up. And it was
Mm,
beautiful, and that had nothing to do with business. Now, there were women that went that are married to their jobs. You know
mhm,
it, like 24/7, work, 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 and they came and were like, "Oh my god, I am not I'm not being a good mom. I am not being a good dad," or like, not dad, but like I'm not being a good sister or and have these like emotional breakthroughs of here's what I need to do. Now, whether or not, and again, we also, and I encourage everybody that if you run a retreat, it's not like here's 4 days, good luck, don't ever talk to us again, you're good. It's you have these breakthroughs, and then we're here to support you after. That's really important.
Well, that's a
So,
really good point because you have a great group of women that has stayed together, and your
right.
first retreat was the catalyst for your group, right?
Right. So we had kind
Yeah.
of thought about, yeah, we want to do a retreat, but the whole thing was as we were organizing the retreat, it's we don't want this just to be like a wham bam, thank you, see you
Mhm,
later. We wanted it to be, which is why we're called Reinventing the Woman, but we call it like a sisterhood, like a sorority,
mhm,
like a tribe that some people are more involved than others, which that's always going to be the case. But these people that go on these retreats, like I said, the mother, the daughters, we had two women who had recently lost their husbands and just going through that healing process, they
mhm,
needed to get away for them to do something
mhm.
to heal. There was
There's
a couple
something
other
about getting out of your normal
right
environment that changes things.
with people that are supportive, with people that
Mhm,
are, we support you, you're powerful, you're going to get through this, we're here for you. And we give you this beautiful backdrop of enjoy nature, breathe, and give you some kind of relaxation tools and take you to these like pristine areas that you're like, pictures don't do them justice. The smells, the ocean, like this one retreat that we go every year now, every room has a balcony with a hammock and it's facing the ocean. So the whole time you hear the ocean. The whole time you're
Mm.
there. It's like, you talk about sleep and like, you know, but I do want to mention though, Cal, there are a lot of women that go that say, I need a change and I want to leave my job and I want to start this new business or and the women that, Lisa and I have left two each of us, two very powerful careers of like we made it and went on our own,
Mhm.
like into this entrepreneurial chaotic world of like ah! So it's not just the two of us, but it's being around other women who have also had all these experiences that we get to share. And a couple women wound up writing business plans, like business models while they were there.
Mm.
And they would take the time to just, here's my action plan. Here's what, and we have journals at the beginning. We're like, why are you here? And what do you want to get out of this? And we have them at the end write letters to them, their future selves at the very end of the retreat of what did you get out of this? What are you promising to yourself? And then we invite everyone for, everyone that goes on the retreat for us, we give them a free month of like being a part of this reinventing the woman community group where we bring in speakers. Kelly was a speaker for one of
Mhm.
ours and is a part of this because you're now networking with people that, or connecting with people that are at pretty high levels of their
Mhm.
careers and can help you. Or I have a bunch of teachers who wanted to leave teaching and go on their own, and now they're all connected and talking and helping one another. So I just think of the ROI is unbelievable because you are now creating these friendships where we just featured authors the other night. Hey, who are our authors that are in this group? Here's your chance to shine. We're going to promote your books. We're going to send them out. And guess what? Our communities, it's like that ripple effect, right? Like, Kelly, I'm talking to you, I'm talking to your people, but like, you're going to benefit from being a part of what we're doing because there's going to be people who need you.
Mhm. Absolutely. Yeah, as a matter of fact, when I did come and speak to your group, your group was really receptive, and the ones who were really looking to start group programs like I have were reaching out like crazy. It's a very responsive, very involved group, which is pretty cool.
But you get that because those women that went, I mean, again, we have a lot of women that are part of our group that did not go on a retreat with us yet.
Mhm.
That's fine. That's cool. But the people that did go on the retreat are the ones that are like so comfortable talking and will share what they're doing. And, the back and forth coaching, it's not just Lisa and I, it's the whole group of, that true idea of mastermind. Like you're
Mhm.
much more likely to talk to someone that you just spent 4 days with and had the best time ever and we're laughing and Lisa and I sit back and we just within so this past year in 2023, just from the idea of saying we should do this, we know that it's going to be great, we know that people deserve it, women need this. We took two different groups to two different foreign countries on retreats. And we had no idea how to do all this stuff. And we've made a bunch of mistakes. I call it learnings. Throw it in the learnings, Lisa. Um, but it hasn't, the two of us have had a really good time because we consider this a journey for us. This is a part of like, yeah, we go on the retreat, but the whole process of talking together every day. And, Lisa and I really are lucky to have found each other. And we are very different people, but we have the same exact passion for helping and changing lives. And so 2 different retreats we have successfully run in 2 different countries in the last year, and we already have our 3rd planned, and it's almost sold out for
Tell
2
us
days.
about that. So you and I have been talking about that. And I included it in my Black Friday deals document, but I did not include a link. And I said, let me just have Christine on the show, and you can tell everybody all about it. So you're going back to the DR, right?
So this is our 2nd annual, back
Okay.
to the Dominican Republic, and it's honestly, we were speechless last year. We thought the pictures were nice, but when we got there, we were like, one of the beaches, like, right around the corner is one of the top 10 beaches in the world, and it does not disappoint. Like, white sand, crystal blue, private, oh my gosh. But needless to say, we're going back, and it's crazy. We just released our we released it, I don't know, 2 days before Thanksgiving. What day is it
Mhm.
today? It's not even been a week. Um, we have, like, 4 rooms left.
Wow.
It is that, and again, we're gonna keep doing this. Like, this is not just like I'm gonna, like, at some point, Kelly's gonna come on one of them. People are like,
Mhm.
"Hey, I can't make it." And I'm like, "That's fine." Like, that's fine because there will be a time that it is right for you and you will need
Mhm.
it. There will be.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
right now, there's a lot of women who are like, actually, we have a bunch of women who went last year who are going back. And
Nice.
that's what I think is so telling that, you could
That's a
go on a
real endorsement to the job that you
retreat.
did.
It's like, it's just so awesome that they're like, wow, we had such an amazing time. We want to go again. So we're going to make this a yearly thing to the DR. But we also took a group to Tulum. We rented not a resort, but we rented an entire condo complex. So we all had these studio apartments with private pool, private chef, private bartender. Woo! It was amazing. And again, all different ages, walks of lives, religions, races, yet we laughed. When you laugh when you're like, your stomach hurts? That's how
Mhm.
hard we just laughed, like, because you're having a good time and you don't have to be singing kumbaya in a forest, writing in a reflective journal every second. Like, that's not what this is. Not a yoga retreat. People are always like, oh, you do yoga. I'm like, we can do some yoga. Yeah. Like, we do some movement. Yeah. It's important. But it's a whole, if you want to move, you want to do some fitness stuff, you do it. You don't do breathing, do this, do that. But
So
it's
tell me what is on the agenda for this one coming
okay.
up?
So what's interesting is that what we're doing is a lot of people will come and some people actually have businesses or they have special talents. For example, a doctor's coming that is, certified in really great nutrition advice. We ask them, hey, would you give a 15-minute lecture to everybody about, women's nutrition? I'm not a registered dietitian, neither is Lisa. And there are some people actually that if they ask or we're asking them, we'd like you to share your specialty. Women we all get to know what everyone does anyway. But that I hate to say networking, but it's authentic relationships
Mhm.
is really what we're looking to do. Um, and the last retreat we did, we called it a healing oasis. A lot of people had chronic diseases, chronic illnesses. We walked healing grounds. We soaked in cenotes, which were like the original fountain of youth. And for this one, again, we always talk about reinventing the woman, courage, commitment, and community. So we always think about what does it mean to reinvent yourself because we constantly do this over and over again. And for those of us that switch jobs or you have a child, or I always say I'm very open, and Kelly, this. I lost my mom last month. That's reinvention. You're reinventing your role in your family as a
Mhm.
sister, as a daughter, as a now an adult. I always say, like, you're an adult, but your dynamic has changed. Who am I now? And that I think we don't always do as women. So we really sit back and think of, who do I want to be? What do I want to do for myself? And, a lot of people really rethink their goals and they rethink their values. And that is what leads to their business models
Mhm.
changing, their increase in doing more things. I tell them, join more groups, talk to more people. You don't just be in our group, be in all the groups.
Well, you're a perfect model of that. But it's almost like you're saying that a retreat is a great way to punctuate one part of your life kind of ending and a new part beginning, if that's what you're looking to do. Just
Mhm.
getting out of your normal environment and
Right.
just having relaxation can be transformational in and of itself. And you may end up punctuating an old part of your life
Mhm.
just because you did get out of your normal routine. But if you're looking to explore what that next iteration of you is, this is a great way to do it.
I always thought retreats were like hokey. I don't know if you ever thought that. Do you ever think that word retreat was like just a bunch of
I
people
guess,
like,
yeah, I think I might have thought
"Mm."
it's like for young girls who go to a lot of music festivals.
See, like, I thought of retreat, see,
Instagram
because I went to
influencers.
summer camp when I was younger, like, I would go away to summer camp, right? And, like, I part of me always thought, like, a retreat was, like, people who just practiced yoga and sat in, like, bongo drums and, like, just weird. I don't know why I don't know why I thought that, but that's what I always thought of, like, it's weird to go on a retreat, or, like, you have something wrong with you, and that's why you go on a retreat, because, like, it's maybe that's what I thought. I thought, like, you're something's not right, so you go on a retreat to go find yourself. Well,
Mhm.
honestly, it's not weird. It's like a trip. This is a trip for you. That's what a
Mm.
retreat is. And I just think the biggest return on investment, when people think about, oh, well, I'm putting out this money. Oh, really? You're going to paradise. You are doing something for you. And by the way, if you're not happy and you're stressed and you're not sleeping and you're not focused, and you know what? That's the most selfish thing you could possibly do, because you have to take care of yourself first. So, like you said, if you want to count this as a reset or a fresh start, and guess what? You're not going to be around your family. You're not going to be picking up after a million people. You're not cleaning the house. You're not cooking meals. Your cell phone, most people didn't even look at their cell phones after the first day, except to take pictures. You are disconnected. There is no, and I'm sorry, but there is no TV in your room. Not on this one. And you're not going to miss it. You could watch Netflix on your phone or whatever if you want, but it's just something that, yeah, you're going to network with people. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All that numbers. You're going to network with people. You're going to meet people. It's going to help your business. It will, whatever it is that you do. But really, the most important thing is you first. That is the ROI. You get your mind right.
So good. Okay, so how do people find out about taking one of those remaining 4 spots?
All right. So here's this. You need to contact me immediately. that's
Apparently. What's the
that's
best
number
way to
one.
contact you? I'm gonna put it in the
Okay.
comments.
So the best thing to do, like right this second, is to just go to, I'm going to give you my personal email address. I'm
Okay.
literally giving you my personal email address. It's Christine, my name, at Conti Fitness. So my last name is Conti, and then fitness.net. So you are going to email me like right this second is what's
I
going to
just
happen.
put it into the comments.
Yes. And now the second thing is that we do have a website. It's called rtwtribe.com. So reinventing the woman tribe.com. So rtwtribe.com is kind of all about all about our community, all about our group. And when
Mhm.
if you are interested in, just joining that group, right? That way you actually get discounts as a member on retreats. So it's like 10% off retreats, which again, like it could be a couple $100 off of retreats. And in the future, we are going to have so many more. So don't think if you miss out on this, there's going to be so many more. We want to take people to Africa. We want to take them to Spain. We're going to go back to Mexico. We're going to do our annual at Dominican Republic. So honestly, it's limitless. The where we're going to go is there's no limit to where we're going to be taking people, and it's just amazing.
So excited for you. I can tell how much you love this and how passionate you are about it. I'm dying that I cannot be there in May. The dates overlap with my daughter's high school graduation, but
That's you need to be there.
I
Yeah.
guess so. But I will be in an upcoming one very soon. And I just really appreciate you sharing your passion and your knowledge, your newfound so far knowledge about this. I can't wait to hear from you next year and the next time you release a retreat to hear about everything else that you've learned. So this is just great. I appreciate you.
Oh my gosh. And of course, if anyone wants to reach out, if anyone has any questions about, how to run their own retreat, give us a heads up. And by the way, the best way to figure out how to run your own retreat, go on some retreats and figure out what you like, figure out what you don't
Mhm.
like, because
Oh,
again,
that's a good one.
you're not going to know what, if you're like, hey, I want to go to Mexico, you get there and you're like, oh my gosh, it's 500 degrees. Why did I pick Mexico in July? This is not okay.
Yeah.
There's things that you don't think about. Things don't always go as planned. So you've got to be able to be a little laid back, and you'll figure that out when you go to
Mhm.
other people's what you can take and what you can't. So I am super happy and grateful, Kelly, for you as always, coming to you
Thank
from
you.
North Jersey from the car.
Christine, thank you. You guys, if you're watching live, if you're watching in the replay, give Christina a big thank you. We appreciate you so much. And we will see you again very soon.
Woo!
All right. I'm going to take you off the screen. I'm going to tell you guys one more time about the 3-day training that's happening next week and give you a chance to register there. And then we will be done. I will see you soon. But first, let's talk about the 3-day profitable program blueprint. So, this is the training where I show you exactly how I generated $100,000 right out of the gate with one repeatable program so that you can do it too. It's 3 days to perfect your one signature program that's going to allow you to work less, stop doing one on ones, stop doing per session, stop doing hourly, stop adding classes to your schedule so that you can make the bills and instead start adding clients to a program that you are already running. And this method of doing business that I teach you during the 3-day profitable program blueprint gets you better results for your clients and makes you more money. So, we're going to create the blueprint for your signature program next week in 3 days. We're going to get that program created. We're going to figure out your unique magic and how you connect your ideal clients with your unique magic through that powerful, repeatable program. We're going to increase your revenue. We're going to get you to the place where you are no longer client pleasing and over serving. We are going to practice the thoughts that 6 and 7-figure entrepreneurs already think. So, I am going to give you the thoughts that produce the results. If you've ever taken a training from me, you know that I like to start the trainings with thoughts. And I offer a thought to you and I say, practice this thought, try it on, and it changes the way that you look at circumstances and results and actions within your life. So, we're going to get real tangible results. We're going to create that blueprint. We're going to get you started on a real sales process, and you're going to learn how to market and generate leads without constantly posting, without doing lip syncing and dancing on TikTok and Instagram, without living your life inside your Facebook group. I'm going to give you the basics of my servant leader content method that gets you real results without you having to spend your life on social media. All right, so the link to get registered is learn.fitprosconnect.com/ppb. That's learn.fitprosconnect.com/ppb for Profitable Program Blueprint. Get registered. We do the blueprint on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, and I cannot wait to see you there. So you guys, that's what I've got for you today. Thank you for being here, and I will see you soon.